Hey, boss, he ain't working.
Peaceful protest. It was indeed so-called peaceful protest. Make no mistake, this was not a so-called peaceful protest. It was indeed an ambush.
Monday, the Department of Justice shared new details on a shooting at the Prairieland Detention Center in Alvarado, south of Fort Worth. Officials say around 10:30 p.m. on July 4th, a group of 10 to 12 people dressed in black military-style clothing shot off fireworks and vandalized the facility.
They engaged in the graffiti, they damaged vehicles and a guard structure. The graffiti had such words as traitor, ice pig, other profanity.
Officials say this was a ruse to draw out the ICE personnel, and it worked. 2 unarmed corrections officers went to speak with the vandals. Meanwhile, the group signaled a gunman nearby. Alvarado police responded to a 911 call at the facility. When the officer got there, he was shot in the neck, and another assailant fired 20 to 30 rounds at the unarmed corrections officers. When the suspects fled the scene, the Johnson County Sheriff's Office stopped a vehicle leaving the detention center.
There was a single driver in that vehicle. The sheriff deputy saw in plain sight a firearm. Another firearm was in the back seat, and there were 2 Kevlar ballistic-style vests also in that vehicle.
According to court documents, this driver told the sheriff deputy he met some people online and took them from Dallas to the detention center to, quote, make some noise. On the detention center property, Sheriff.
As you can see, we have a lot of followers in this world, a lot of people. The blind is definitely leading the blind, and people want to be, and I honestly think it is because people are ignorant and foolish, and they want to be a part of something. They want to feel something. And so y'all meeting people online now. Y'all, just the other week, we heard about the guy linking up with people to try to interrupt the UFC fight that happened at the White House and take people out. They were connecting on TikTok, but luckily FBI intersected what they were trying to do. But it just goes to show you, people want to be a part of something. They want to be remembered for something. And the truth is, in my opinion, nobody's going to martyr you. The same people that's putting this battery in y'all back, the same people that's protesting with you are not going to do what you're doing. They're going to fade to the back while you stupid enough to either lose your life or be in prison for the rest of your life. Let's review the update of the 9 individuals that were indicted and charged. Their sentencing came down yesterday. Let's review.
Leader of the ambush at the Prairieland ICE detention facility was sentenced to 100 years in prison.
7 other defendants received sentences ranging from 30 years to 70 years. Fox 4's Lori Brown live at the federal courthouse in Fort Worth with the latest. Lori.
Heather, Acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche said in a statement that these sentences make it clear that terrorists who threaten law enforcement as well as federal facilities will face swift justice. This all happened July 4th last year. The group of protesters set off fireworks that damaged buildings and vehicles at the ICE detention center in Prairieland. Alvarado Police Lieutenant Thomas Gross responded to the report of vandalism. When he arrived and began issuing commands, Song can be heard on body cam video yelling, "Get to the rifles." Prosecutors say he then shot Officer Gross in the neck. Gross survived and returned to active duty. Prosecutors called the attack an ambush orchestrated by Song. They say that he and other participants are members of the far left movement known as Antifa. Defense attorneys argued there was no ambush and that the event was intended to be a peaceful protest to show support for immigration detainees. The case marks the first federal indictment involving Antifa-related domestic terrorism charges. Attorneys for Song and Zachary Evans spoke with us right after the sentencing. They said that they believe politics influenced the length of the sentences that range from 30 years to 70 years for the 7 co-defendants and 100 years for Benjamin Song.
Mr. Song aside from this day, has an impeccable life. You know, a former Marine, a good student. He had a lot of good qualities that were just ignored, and the judge went ahead and gave as much as he could.
Judge Pittman said in the trial, which it stands out to me because it's one of the few things I agree with, that the government might just as well have called it I think he said the Methodist Women's League of Weatherford, for all of the impact it had on this trial. So this wasn't about proving that there's an Antifa or that any of these people are in it. It was just, in my opinion, a dog whistle to give certain people in Washington, D.C. what they want to hear.
Acting ICE Director David Venturella said in a statement, the sentences handed down today send an unmistakable message. Attacks on federal officers and facilities will not be tolerated. The men and women of ICE serve with integrity and courage, often in challenging and dangerous environments. The calculated violence carried out by these Antifa cell members at Prairieland was an assault on law enforcement and an attack on the rule of law itself. Nearly 1 year after this cowardly act, justice has prevailed. And general federal sentences do not allow for early release with parole. Attorneys for the defendants told us that they plan to appeal the sentences. That process will likely take 2 years.
I'm not laughing at the defense because they got to do their job. They got to protect their clients. But I truly believe in the same breath, it doesn't matter to me, in my opinion, it doesn't matter if they're Antifa or not. They were there to disrupt. They were there to do harm to law enforcement. There's no way around that. So I don't want to hear that it was political. What they're doing is political and theatrical. You shooting off fireworks and then you assault an officer. So what is it? Because I'm starting to see a lot of people seem to think that protesting and freedom of speech mean you get to put your hands on law enforcement. That you don't have, there's no consequences behind that. We seen it in Minnesota. We have seen it in Texas. And these people want to be remembered for something. I truly believe it. And to the lawyers' points, yeah, they are going to be made an example. Why not? We need to bring, just like I always state, we need to bring shame back. We need to bring profiling back. We need to bring into remembrance when people want to do heinous crimes, want to be criminals, want to do criminal activity. They need to be reminded of what's awaiting for them on the other side. And that's either death or prison time. This ain't rocket science. I thought that we lived in a peaceful society where we can voice how we feel, but that doesn't mean that your voice will not carry out you having consequences. That doesn't mean your actions won't carry out you having consequences. I think for so long people have tiptoed over these type of situations, and we have let people habitually cross these lines. And now it's time to rein these people back in. I think the time is justified, especially a ex-Marine. You were supposed to serve, regardless if you're a veteran. We already know, us veterans know, we're here to protect this great land. Whatever the case may be, he seemed to forget his creeds. So let's review a video of some protesters gathering in honor of Benjamin Song and the others that are going to prison for essentially the rest of their lives. Let's review.
He's accepted full responsibility for what actually happened, but he will never accept responsibility for a lie, a government lie made.
So he didn't shoot them, or he did, because that has no merit over what he did. I don't really care if they call them Antifa, if they call them terrorists. However you try to put it, lady, whatever you want to say, okay, cool. The bottom line is, did they do the crime? And if they did the crime, they got to do the time. So it's irrelevant whether or not these individuals participated with Antifa or some terroristic group or whatever, or they just acted alone. It doesn't matter. They are going to be made an example. They wanted the spotlight, they got it.
I don't hate anyone. I don't hate cops. I don't hate Trump. I don't hate Nazis.
You don't hate cops. You don't hate Trump. You don't hate Nazis. What does that even mean? And see, this is the stuff that I'm talking about. Like, let's review that part again. Like,
I don't hate Nazis. My beliefs are composed thus.
Like, you don't hate cops, you don't hate Trump, you don't hate Nazis. So you're essentially calling what? Cops Nazis? All cops are Nazis? Trump is a Nazi? You see how they play on words? No, you ain't even learned your lesson. You're still trying to stick it to the man, still trying to fight the man, quote unquote. Because you're not sorry. You shot someone. You was disruptive. And now you have to pay the price for assaulting a federal agent. So no wonder you the one that got the lengthy time of 100 years. Ridiculous.
First, that we should help each other, and second, that we should protect one another. I never want to see anyone hurt. I never want to see good people standing up for what they believe in, gunned down in the street.
They gonna forget about you tomorrow, bucko. Life moves on. You take those 100 years, and I guarantee you won't be remembered tomorrow. None of these individuals will. Some of them got 70 years. Some of them got 30 years. Hey, nobody's going to remember you. Maybe your family, but essentially the world, you just a part of the news cycle, and we're going to be off to another situation tomorrow. Like, I'm like curious, trying to enjoy life. I'm trying to spend time with my family. I'm trying to, go on vacation. I'm trying to make some money. I'm trying to, be out here free praising God. I'm trying to do any and everything that I possibly can until my life is over in the end, right? I'm trying to do it all. I don't have time for hate. I don't have time to be following people and doing crazy stuff just for attention, crazy stuff just to try to make a point. If you want laws changed, go to your senators, go to Congress, go to your local leaders. Why do y'all think that y'all are gonna this is not the 40s, the 50s. This is not 1700s, okay? This is not. We have laws for a reason. And people seem to think they're going to buck up against these laws and not face consequences. You get on the internet, you hear the same stories. You see people putting these batteries in y'all backs, and they're not even going to do anything. They can say free you all they want to, But the bottom line is no one is gonna come save you. Everybody's gonna keep moving along in life. And you done wasted your life, or you done did something to upend your life for people that wouldn't even do it for you. It's crazy. But sippers, sippets, y'all tell me how y'all feel about this in the comments. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It's your boy Mercy. I'm out.